Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Seftimor Daily. Today, well, first of all, cheers. Hope you're having a good weekend. Doing this on a Saturday, first time in a while. I don't know if I did a Saturday one before. I might have, not very sure. But having a cup of bone broth here. Low calorie, has some good nutrients and stuff in it. And it's me with the fast, which is a part of this video. So yesterday on Instagram, I posted, I never wanted to post this. I'm ashamed. It's one of the dark parts of my life, and I never wanted to post this because if I'm honest with everybody, I'm not accountable. I've been up and down, losing and gaining weight for the 33 years. I'm sure I was gaining weight as a baby as well. But I have fluctuated with my weight. So a little backstory. I was heavy when I was younger, pretty close to the weight I am now, about 30 pounds away. And that was about when I was a sophomore in high school. I was very heavy. And wanted to talk to the ladies and get a girlfriend and all that. So I joined football, started lifting, and basically started starving. I was taking weight loss pills, Stacker 2, Stacker 3, if you remember those from back in the day. They had ephedra in them. And I would go all day at school, in high school, not eat. And I would go to football practice, and then I would finally eat at night. I can't remember how much or what it was, but I decided that I wanted to lose weight, and I did it in a very shitty way, and I think I'm paying for it today. So anyway, I wrote this on Instagram. For my entire life, I have struggled with my weight from a little kid to an adult. I've tried everything, and some of the time had success, but mostly failed. With this baby born, I have something else to drop this weight for, not just myself anymore, but for him. I need to be the example for the little dude that includes being able to keep up with him as he grows. In December, I started OMAD, 1 meal a day. I have reasons for this, but mainly because I'm a binge eater. I feel that with all this weight pressure my whole life, that I developed some really unhealthy habits towards food. 1 meal a day counters the binging by fasting for most of the day. When I haven't had anything to eat, then I could more readily control my cravings. But one piece of anything and I go nuts. Now, I am doing this in the healthiest way possible by counting calories and macros in MyFitnessPal to ensure I am getting the nutrition I need. Well, a month into it, and I've already dropped 12 pounds. This is the lowest weight I've been in years, and I think I may have found something that works. I will be updating you here so that if you follow, you can take the journey with me, but be forewarned, I am not saying I won't fail and not lose weight. But finally, I think I found something that can work, and I want to share if there's any progress for others dealing with this issue. More updates to come, and if you have any questions, hit me up in the comments or my DMs, which is at Seftimor. Going to be doing more microblogging on the Instagram there, so that's what I'm doing. I have to actually write a post today because I want to do it every single day. Put out a picture, related, not related, whatever, but put out a microblog there, which the picture gives a little insight into my life and goes a little bit more personal. But anyway, with the 1 meal a day, why I tried this. So let's go down this rabbit hole here. The rabbit hole. So I was starving, eating basically 1 meal a day. I didn't know it back then, but I was exercising a lot through football practice and lifting each and every day during the week. And then the weight came off. The weight really, really came off. And to where the coach of my football team, I was lifting with the wide receivers because we were the same weight. I was about 175, 180. And the receivers were a little bit smaller than that, but I was lifting with them to where my coach saw my parents at my cousin was a starter on the team. He was older than me, and we were at his graduation party, and the coach was there, and he saw my parents and asked them if everything was okay at home because of all this weight I was rapidly dropping. And my parents joked, and they're like, yeah, maybe he wants to get girls. So that, I think, messed me up. Now, mind you, I was taking fat burners as well. That in turn messed me up for, I think, today, because as you all know, we have a family business. We have 5 restaurants, and I'm around food all day. So that makes it even harder. But if I'm at home or I'm at work or I'm out at my parents' house or anything, if I have one piece of anything, piece of cheese, piece of meat, piece of bread, piece of anything, could be a vegetable, could be a fruit, I will binge eat the rest of the day. Now, I'm not saying binge eat with like stuff my face, which I do that as well, but I am saying just eating with total disregard for how many calories I'm putting in my body. So I found intermittent fasting, and I've been doing that for about 2 years. I think it's been keeping me maintaining and keeping me healthy despite my weight. But I still, well, here, I'll just give you the whole thing. So I was trying to fast every day until 2:00. So for 2 years, I'll be honest with you, I never made it. I made it to 1, I made it to 1:30, but before 2:00, I would do what I told you before and eat a piece of cheese or a piece of meat or something. And I would start eating before. And what boggles my mind is that we do this by MyFitnessPal. And this is, me yelling at myself. We do this by MyFitnessPal. It shows you how many calories you need. It shows you how many calories you need daily. And we just disregard it. I just disregard it. And I say, well, one piece of pepperoni or one piece of ham or one piece of turkey or one piece of cheese isn't going to harm me. And then I have about 10, which is adding up, and I feel that at the weight that I'm at, I have issues with dropping the weight because I've been this heavy for about 7 years now. The typical bullshit story of meeting your girlfriend and looking beautiful and then letting yourself go. That's me. If you want me to be honest, that's me. I never stopped lifting. I never stopped exercising. I did do, and I'm going to get back on it a couple days a week. I'm lifting 3 days a week, and I was walking. Now I'm going to do DDP yoga just because DDP yoga was always the thing that made me feel like I was 150 pounds and made me feel nimble and light and free immediately after a workout. I think immediate results for feeling, not muscle or not aesthetics, but feeling, DDP yoga is the best thing you can do. Or maybe yoga in general. I'd never tried regular yoga, but it really gives you, just by stretching and doing the calisthenics and all that, it gives you a feeling right after. It's like immediate. It's an immediate feeling of awesome, if I could describe it. But so I've been doing that, but I never got to 2:00. So I think I was on Twitter and someone was posting and they said, over the holidays, you're going to eat whatever, saying, oh, you're going to overeat. And I'm going to save my calories for 5 p.m. He's a fit guy. So he's like, I'm going to have 2,700 calories in one meal and a glass of wine, or 2,500 calories in one meal and a glass of wine to hit 2,700. And it just made me think, and I'm like, I'm okay while I'm actually fasting. But when I get close to that time, I give in. On the flip side of that, I tried doing low carb. I was actually about 25 pounds heavier than I am now. This is about 4 years ago, and I tried the low carb diet, and I did lose weight. I lost about 20 pounds. I lasted on it for 2 months. It was, of course, the end of October into November, December, holidays came, and I couldn't get back on it for 4 years. For 4 years, I couldn't get back on it correctly. So I flip-flop between that because here's the thing for me, and this is a big thing. Low carb for me makes me feel fine. It makes me feel good afterwards. I don't feel that, I don't feel lethargic after, but I'm still not like satisfied. And I use my Fitness Pal and I do the macros, 65% fats, 30% protein, 5% carbs. And I do all that and I still I just want to eat. Secondly, I get huge sugar cravings. I understand this will go away, but in my life, I'm not going to be able to stay away from carbs entirely. So number one, I don't want to keep putting my body into or have it in this ketosis, which you are in ketosis when you do one meal a day because you've burned up all your your glycogen, and you go into ketosis just by default. But I just don't want to restrict myself. I still fight with it every day. So I try to limit the carbs as much as I can. So I have like carb controlled wraps in my fridge, which have, I'm not exactly sure, but let's say they have 30 grams of carbs with 25 grams of fiber. So you're eating 5 grams of carbs. And they taste great. Plus it gives you that. But I'm doing around an even split of would it be 35% fats or 30% fats, 35% carbs, 35% protein. So the carbs are still relatively low. They're not super high. But when I eat, say, a sandwich or a meal with rice or a meal with potatoes, then I feel satisfied. The carbs keep me satisfied. I don't have that sugar craving. So I'm eating, this meal on a ketogenic diet with high fat and bacon and everything, and then I immediately have a cookie. Now, is that me having bad willpower? I can't control my cravings? Yeah, maybe. But I mean, that's the whole reason I'm here, is because I can't control what I'm doing. But I finally found through fasting that I could control what I'm doing. Not only that, my mind is clearer. My focus is better. I get more work done, as you guys probably see. And I post all this content every day. So I said, screw it. Let me try it. I'll try it 1 month. And if I'm, ridiculous, if I'm lethargic none of that happened. Nothing bad happened. Every day, I have about 1,800 calories, according to my Fitness Pal, which is probably way too low. Not way too low, but a little bit low in my eating window. So I make 1,800 calories worth of food, making sure I hit my protein for the day, and I consume it in one sitting. Or I consume it over the course, if it's an oddball day, over the course of 2 hours. Because, and I'm full. I've made it through the day. I've got more work done. There's no lethargic feeling that I get from eating the carbs. There is. It's hit or miss because my insulin sensitivity is helped out by the fasting. So it's hit or miss if that happens. But I get everything done. So it's like, get all your work done. I'll write an article when I get home. I'll clean the house when I get home. And I'm not lethargic because I'm in a fasted state and my body's using my stored body fat for fuel. And it just, for me, it runs great. For me, it runs fantastic. I love it. I think it's incredible. So, like I said, this is probably the most personal podcast I ever did because weight has always been the big issue in my life, and I've always tried. But I'm happy to report that after a month, I'm 12 pounds down. That's even through the holidays. So I'm going to continue this. I never wanted to do weight loss as a thing because 99% of the time I'm going to fail. And I'm not saying I won't now, as I said in my post on Instagram. But I know people go through it. And 12 pounds isn't a lot in the grand scheme of things of what I need to drop. But, you know, it could work. It could work. And I'm going to report back, and I'm going to keep reporting as I hit milestones in my weight. Once I get more comfortable with my weight, I'll do scale values or stuff like that and then be able to say where I was. I know I'm still a little embarrassed of it, but oh well. So yeah, so 1 meal a day. That's what I'm doing. I told you my macros, and lifting weights 3 days a week. Hasn't been happening recently because of the baby, but that's what I usually do. And TDP yoga and or walking every day. Getting to 10,000 steps just because I like that number. So that's my progress so far, 12 pounds down. And like I said, I'll keep updating you guys as it goes. And if I get confident enough, maybe one day pictures. As of right now, it's a big hell no. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you everyone for listening. This felt really good. I really got to do more of these things. This felt really good because it's one of the darkest parts of my life that I've been fighting my entire life. And I got to express this with you and hopefully add value. And I think I'll be going and tweeting after this goes up and saying this is, you know, my most personal, because I do think it is. But thank you. And make sure to check out seftimorlive.com for more articles, podcasts, all that. And check me out on Instagram, Twitter. My DMs are always open. Make sure to please share this or subscribe to the podcast. It helps. Appreciate all that. Take care, guys. Have a great weekend.